know, throughout the year, you may not realize this, but Western New York hosts specialists from around the country and around the world for different conferences where important information is shared about their business. Well, April 5th and 6th, a safety conference is happening at the Seneca Niagara Casino and Hotel in Niagara Falls. And this morning, Eric Franson joins us. He's from Fry Electric. He helped organize this event and can tell us more about it. Hi, Eric. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you.
This is something that happens April 5th and 6th, and you say in Western New York, we host this every year.
Yes, up at the Seneca Niagara Event Center in Niagara Falls. This is every year in April. We have the safety conference. We're very excited this year. Every year we try to make it more impactful, more meaningful, and more informative to our attendees and such throughout all of Western New York and many portions of the state in Pennsylvania too.
Because if you think about it, everybody is impacted by safety. So there's really something there for anybody who's in business.
All different types of business, from healthcare to manufacturing to service, all different types. And myself, we focus in construction as well. With that, we have 4 keynote speakers this year. With that, first in day 1 and day 2, Mike Abershoff. He's a former commander of the USS Benfold, and it's all focusing about leadership this year. And with that, if I go back, it's our 3-year program where 2 years ago, we had take an innovative idea in safety and trying to be creative in doing that. And then last year we took that as far as how to transform that creative idea and transforming your safety program using that innovative idea. This year we wanted to focus on leadership. Now that things have been established, what do you need to move forward? What do you need to, as a leader, both yourself and with the team that you've put together, how can you improve on what you've already started with it? So with that, with our 4 keynote speakers, it's looking at your resources, your people, get their input. What can you do? How can you improve on the process and such? Because they're the ones actually doing the work and doing what you're asking them to do. So their input is important. Another keynote speaker, really how to take that to heart. How to take your not only your employees as a family, as you're working together on a day-to-day basis, with the number of hours that we have to work, but how to take what they do and be as impactful as possible with that. Another keynote speaker, Allison Levine, it's kind of a turnaround. Many leaders, we keep on focusing on, looking at what input from the employer and such. But many of our leaders, many of our CEOs, business managers and such, they still are micromanagers. So it's taking that approach that, okay, if you're still going to try to keep the reins as best as you can, what can you do to make that more meaningful and more impactful for the program you have? And then our last keynote speaker, Mark Everest, he takes it from an athletics standpoint. He's worked with sports medicine and many different professional organizations, professional teams, and what attributes and what aspects of putting in a program from a sports standpoint and how people can relate to that.
That's great. You attack it from a lot of different perspectives.
Yes.
And of course, then after that, is in typical conferences, it breaks down into seminars that are more important, that hone in on what your guests are interested in.
We have a few. And with that, it's we take a lot of pride in trying, within Western New York, trying to get people from Western New York, setting examples, putting together some programs in place. We have two speakers from the University of Buffalo.
Wonderful.
And they're going to be talking about ergonomics and not only worker fatigue, but as far as different age brackets and how that affects, whether likelihood or not of injuries and such, depending on which process you have as well. We also, obviously, from a regulatory standpoint, there's too many things that came out this year as far as OSHA Silica respiratory standard that came out. Reviewing that and how you're incorporating that and complying with it. Also is OSHA's temporary worker initiative, and making sure that when you're bringing people on board from a staffing service, are they being educated, are they being trained from a safety standpoint of the hazards in your workplace? Many times that doesn't happen. Yeah. There's no focus on that. Make sure that we don't have injuries and illnesses within the first few minutes and first few days of work.
For sure. Eric, you were saying that this actually attracts people from around the state and even down into Pennsylvania. How many people are you expecting to attend?
We average anywhere from 250 to 300 attendees at the Seneca Niagara Event
That's wonderful.
Center,
and they stay for the whole 2 days?
The whole 2 days, and we have that. And two other key things that we also have is trying to stay within Western New York. We want to promote the area as well and different businesses, what they've done. We have what's called the Safety Innovation Award, and this is the 3rd year presenting that as well.
Oh, wonderful.
And we select through the candidates and through submissions, we will then select 4 area businesses, and they will present any innovative idea that they've come across that's worked for them. And then all the attendees get to vote on one for which one they think should get the innovative award, and we award that on day 2 with it. So recognizing the accomplishments that area businesses have had in improving safety and becoming, being innovative in those ideas.
Well, like you say, you work on this every year to make this bigger and better, and it sounds like you are ready for this year, and
yes.
You've got some really different things going, and we look forward to hearing what you're going to be doing in the future. But the whole bottom line is to keep your people safe and to understand what's going on in the world and what's available to you now, and that's terrific. Are all your companies already signed up?
We're pretty full right now, but there's always room. It's a large event center, and everybody is welcome to attend. Go to www. Western New York Safety Conference, WNYS.
There it is. Yeah, there it is. We have it up on the screen. There you go, everybody. So we'll be welcoming in some people from around the state on April 5th and 6th at the Western New York Safety Conference. A lot of great information being shared. This will be happening at the Seneca Niagara Casino and Hotel. As Eric says, if you'd like to know more, easy. WNYSC.com.